Welcome to It Takes a Family, a podcast that helps take parenting from desperation to hope. I'm one of your hosts, Andy, and I am joined by
Kelly Brewer.
and Kelly is the co-host, but today she is the expert.
No.
Okay.
I am.
Today
No, please.
Today we are interviewing Kelly as a part of our episode. And so a little bit more about the podcast. Once a week, we'll highlight experts and other parents like you who've been in the trenches of parenting, bringing hard lessons learned and insights on how to navigate even the most difficult of family circumstances. So today's episode, we're continuing our discussion of your story, and we're hearing your story.
Yes.
In particular, Kelly, your story of life change in your own life and how that impacted your parenting.
Yes.
And so really excited to dive in today and to get a sense of you and for folks to learn a little bit more about you.
I'm excited.
And to see how all of us carry a story that impacts then the way that we parent our children.
Yes.
And our story, it's not ever done until it's done. And so
Thank
the Lord
goodness.
is still writing our stories. And so we can get
Yes.
caught in these moments where we feel like, I'm in this chapter of my story that will never end, or I'm in this beautiful moment and this is perfect. And God's telling the story.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, excited to jump in with you today.
Thanks, Sandy.
So Kelly, here's where we always start. Want to hear about it. Tell us about the family you grew up in and the family you lead now.
Okay. So I was born, I'm the baby.
Okay.
I have two older brothers, much older brothers, 10 and 8 years older.
Okay.
My parents very much loved each other, and they loved us kids. I would describe my childhood as a really happy, carefree childhood. So on the surface, I would definitely be like, oh, I had a great childhood.
Okay.
And I did.
Okay.
But there's a lot underneath. Just because some things are great, there were some things under the surface that didn't really come out, or I wasn't even really aware that they were even there until later.
Okay. So I definitely want to dig into that. Tell me a little bit about the family you're in or that you lead now. And then
Okay.
we're going to go right back to that statement right there.
Perfect. Okay, so the family I co-lead now, y'all please pray for all of them. We're a blended family. I'm married to Bill. We've been married 8 years. We are a blended family. So I have a daughter. She's 21.
Okay.
He has two girls. One is 21 and one is 19. So
That was like really fun when you had three like 15-year-olds.
Oh, it's the best time to come together as a new family. I mean, just the joy. Actually, there's a lot of it that is really joyful. But yeah, and pray for Bill. I mean,
Amen.
4 women. We even have a girl dog. I mean, we just got to get the guy some help.
Well, this is not about me, but I have 4 sisters, so I can understand
Okay.
Bill's world a tiny bit.
Yeah, he navigates really well. He really does.
He's the man.
Yeah.
All right. So back to your family of origin a little bit.
Yeah.
So you kind of had a pause in there of like, hey, I had this wonderful on the surface childhood, but certainly there's more under the surface as you've kind of gotten into adulthood and seen a little bit of this. Tell us a little bit about kind of maybe what was under the surface.
Yeah. Okay. So what was under the surface, maybe that I wasn't acknowledging at the time? We moved a ton, and my parents were not in the military. People would always say, "Oh, are y'all in the military?" I'm like, "No, we're just vagabonds."
Right.
So,
Gypsies.
yeah, we moved a ton. So by the time I was 18, we had lived in 4 different states. I've probably lived in 8 or 9 different homes. We moved a lot.
It's a lot.
So I thought that's what everybody did. I thought that was normal. My mom, super nurturing, super loving, just a really awesome mom. My dad was pretty unavailable emotionally.
Okay.
I think he was a loving man. He had a lot of trauma in his own background that I didn't come to know about till I was like in my 30s.
Okay.
But, you know, it wasn't like I watched Bill with our girls and he's loving on them, tickling them, rubbing their feet, saying, I love you.
Right.
There was none of that.
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, I never heard my dad say he loved me.
Oh.
I take that back. When he was dying, I remember working up the courage to tell him I loved him. And he, when I did that, he just said, oh, baby, I love you too. Like, it was the easiest thing for him to say. And I'm thinking, why couldn't you have said that,
Wow.
40 years ago? So it's just this. And then there's like the dynamics with my brothers. My one brother, the one that's 8 years older, really, in a lot of ways, was almost the dad role. Like, he was my buddy and really looked out for his kid sister. But then also, because they were older, it was almost like I had two childhoods. So
Sure.
I was the baby. And then from about 10, 11 on, I was almost like an only child because they were gone.
Sure.
I mean, they would come back and stuff. So it's just a lot there that I don't think I acknowledged at all.
Yeah.
That was there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my like heart was breaking as you described that,
Yeah.
Sort of experience of not hearing the words, I love you. Like, if you're just listening to your parent, like, and you know that your kids know that you love them, it might also be good for you to tell them.
Absolutely.
Right,
I
like-
tell mine over the top ridiculous.
Over the
all
top
time.
ridiculous. And
Yeah.
my parents did over the top and ridiculous. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, we're going to do that. Like, we're going to make sure that we do that.
And
okay.
and that's a whole other thing. But like, looking back as an adult and as a parent now, like, my heart breaks for my dad because that came from a place of
Yes.
his own self-protection, because he was very loving. He provided for his family. We
Right.
went through some really hard times, again, that I didn't really even know we were going through. He never left. He never abandoned my mom. I saw how much he loved her.
Right.
He took care of us, so I know the love was there, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So you have this childhood that, as you describe on the surface, is like pretty good. So you kind of had this like nice
Happy-go-lucky
thing, but that wasn't always the story. So kind of track us now into adulthood and kind of where the story goes from there.
So go to college, and I'll say I go to college. I wanted to be an artist at the time. About day 3 of art school, I look around and realize that art is going to be a hobby for me, not my career, as evidenced by the really talented people that were all around me. So I changed to, what I really wanted to do is to go into broadcasting. So see, I'm living my broadcasting dreams here. But
19-year-old Kelly is so proud of you right now.
So I'm like, okay. And then I was reading the syllabus for the communications degree.
Yep.
And you had to take typing. And I got a D in typing in high school. They came around with a ruler. And that one little thing was like, well, I don't want to take typing. I guess I'll just major in business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to take typing.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
well, the keyboard's never going to last. Yeah, it's never going to.
No, but I mean, it just
that
it tells
personal
you-
computer's never going to make
this
it.
mindset of like the path of least resistance. Again, just this very shallow, very thin
Wow. Yeah.
being. So I did notice in college, I started noticing that hole inside, like something's missing, something's wrong. I grew up with no real faith background.
Okay.
My parents lived by the golden rule. They were good people. But we went to church one time. I was 5 years old. When I remember going, my mom carried a pillow under her arm for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So when we were there,
Yeah, a little nap.
I'm sure the pastor just loved seeing us coming. My mom, a pillow, me, my brothers. And then there's a whole lot of family secrets, lots of backstories, lots
Gotcha.
of things in my parents
Yep.
that the only thing I ever heard growing up about faith was my dad saying, you don't have to go to church to believe in God. But there was no other sentences that followed that.
Gotcha.
So I started noticing that hole in college. And, so you're just looking for like, okay, well, what does it mean to be successful? What does it mean to be happy? How do I even define that? And, so I did all the things that People magazine said you needed to do to be happy.
Sure.
That's where I got my who should I be? what's going to make me happy, So I got married at 20, really wonderful guy, young man. Got a great job out of school. By the time I was like 23, 24, I'm making six figures at my job,
Wow.
having success. We buy a house. I have the nice car. I've got the wardrobe. But that hole was just still
Interesting.
there. And it was like a panic inside. Like no one knew it on the surface. Everyone's
Right.
like, wow, Kelly's really knocking it out. And she's so friendly and she's so happy-go-lucky. But on the inside, I was like, what is it going to take for me to be happy?
Right.
So you're doing all the things that society says you should do. None of them is filling that hole. And
At what point in this did you have your daughter?
I didn't have my daughter till 20 years from this point. I didn't have my daughter till I was almost 40.
Okay. Gotcha.
So at this point, I'm 23, 25.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So when, what I know now is that's Christ is the only one that can fill that hole. It's
Right.
him calling me.
Right.
And I'm trying to fill it with all the wrong things. And what I've learned is when you fill it with all the wrong things, not only does it not work, but the hole actually gets bigger. So then I just went through a long season, probably 7, 8, 9, 10 years, making really poor choices. So,
And almost like, hey, maybe this is the one. Maybe like this choice will help me,
Yeah.
or will make me feel better, or make me feel like there's not a hole.
yeah.
Or,
So
or
without
whatever
turning
might
it
be.
into a Jerry Springer
Right.
episode,
Yeah.
my husband wasn't good enough. My friends weren't good enough. Just I was looking. So affairs, bankruptcy, not actual filing for bank, but just out of control with money, losing all my friends, just a really downward, deep, dark spiral.
So was there a breaking point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the breaking point came. I'd gotten remarried, and after all the dust had settled from everything, I just was like, "What have I done?"
Right.
I've hurt a lot of people and messed up a lot of things. And yeah, you got what you wanted, but I really hated myself. Like the self-loathing kicked in. Like, you are a horrible person. And not that I ever thought about God a ton at that point, but if I did, my only reference to God was, first of all, he doesn't know me. He's a faraway God.
Right,
But if he
right.
does know me, he hates me. I'm doomed.
Well, and if I'm thinking about the beginning of your story, I mean, you talked about the religious belief in your home was do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You live
Yeah.
the golden rule, and then all of a sudden you don't live the golden rule, so you're left with, I can't even live up to my own convictions.
Well, and they were changing. Like, I was my own moral compass.
How'd that
I
work
look
for
back
you?
and just marvel is not the right word, but like how I came to some of the conclusions. Like, you can talk yourself into a lot of ridiculous things.
For sure.
So yeah, so at that point, there was just a self-loathing and just I could not forgive myself. I could not move on.
Wow.
I was just stuck.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So what changed? What shifted to get you unstuck, if you will?
Yeah. So at the time, my husband and I, we owned a small advertising agency and publishing company, and my husband hired a girl to come work in our sales department, which was my department. So I was already mad at him. Like, why are you hiring for my department?
Right.
Because I was just so kind that way. And so I remember when she came on, I mean, I really already disliked her. I'm like, I didn't hire you. I didn't, So anyways, she ended up leading me to the Lord.
Wow.
And that's a whole other story. But all I will say is once I saw,
Yeah.
kind of understood what I could understand about what he has done for me and what he's offering me, it was like the veil was lifted. And right behind that, I started going to a church, and the first message was on forgiveness.
Wow.
And I just remember after the service, I literally, it was like my first or second time attending this church. I literally ran and found the pastor and almost tackled him to the ground.
Wow.
And
That would
I
have been
was just
funny. I
like,
wish I would have been
yeah,
there for
it
you
was. I mean,
tackling
I
him.
was so desperate. I am like almost shaking him, like, you are telling me that if I ask for forgiveness, that I have it. And he was like, mm-hmm. And like the Kelly, I couldn't believe that. Like, that just seemed so like insincere. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm forgiven, all is well.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. He could see, I guess, my
Right.
really emotion. He said, yeah, but he said, you are left to deal with the consequences of what you've done. What is going to be your response?
Wow.
And I walked out of there like I had just been given $1 million. Like, I felt like 100 pounds of weight went off me.
Yeah.
And this idea of, okay, so, I mean, you want to talk about a call-a-thon. I started calling every person I had ever, disappointed,
call-a-thon.
hurt, asked for forgiveness. And I
That's
mean,
beautiful.
and this wasn't a shallow, I mean, I was begging people. I
Yeah.
was crying.
Yeah.
I was a mess. And just so many of the people that I hurt in the past were just so gracious towards me. And I'm
Wow.
thankful for that. There were a couple that weren't. And even that was okay.
Right.
Like, because I really felt like at that point it was between me and the Lord.
Right.
It was between me and the
Yeah.
Lord. And so that's when things started to just completely change.
So, and then everything was perfect. You had nothing bad happened after that.
No.
Everything's just been great
It's
since
been awesome.
then.
So
That is so good to hear.
So at this point, I'm a new believer.
wow.
I'm newly married. I have 2 wonderful stepsons. They came into my life when they were 8 and 4.
Okay.
And there's just been so much. They had always been kind to me. They had always been gracious. But even much later, to go back and talk to them, apologize to them, be able to share more with them. Like, God is so good.
Right.
So good.
For sure.
Yeah.
So can you tell us, though, about 10 years ago, you had a sort of a crisis moment for you. Tell us a little bit about, because I said that tongue in cheek, everything was perfect and great, because it wasn't all perfect and great. Ultimately had sort of a crisis. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So 15, 16 years into this marriage with my husband and stepsons, we got divorced. And it was a divorce I didn't want. And it just really broke me. It really broke me because, it's sort of ironic. I finally got to a point where I actually liked myself. And then to be rejected.
Yeah.
Or, and I'm not even casting stones because I know there's hurt on all sides.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
But I did not see it coming. I did, and it about crushed me. And that, ironically, is the same time I came to work at Eagle Ranch.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
All right. So thank you for sharing that. Right.
Yeah.
Like, so you've shared like some deep parts of yourself, and
Yeah.
I don't take that lightly. That's incredible that you've been willing to, and thank you for sharing that with us. When did you start to kind of maybe put together these pieces of your story and how it was impacting and how you were almost like carrying that with you? Like, what did you start to learn as you came to the ranch and people started to talk about this, your story impacts your parenting? Like, talk a little bit about that season of your life.
Yeah. So just, again, maybe I was just a super shallow person. I mean, I had to have been, and maybe still are in many ways.
No, we're not. That can't be the conclusion we're going to come to. No,
but I mean, just very happy-go-lucky. But what also things that I brought with me from my childhood.
Yeah.
I was very happy-go-lucky. We did not show bad emotions at all.
Okay.
I don't ever remember seeing my parents fight.
Interesting.
I don't remember ever having a discussion about a hard thing. Everything was always putting a positive spin on it. To my mom's credit, I think it was pretty genuine. Like, I think she had such a difficult upbringing. She was like, moving 8 or 9 times isn't bad because we're all together and we love each
Right.
other.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I didn't think much about or even realize the things I was missing, like
Right.
that relationship with my dad, or,
Right.
no, it's not okay to be sad. No one likes it when you're sad.
Right.
I was also just fiercely independent. Like, growing up with brothers, they make you tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know if sisters make you weak, Andy, but brothers, man,
Easy
I'm
there, Kelly. Easy.
I am, that I was tough from
Right.
not tough like tough, but just like I could take care of myself. I could do it myself. If it is to be, it's up to me.
Right.
I was all about, the world, and I'm going to take it. And if it's going to happen, I'm going to make it happen. And
Yeah.
just really, really wrapped up in myself.
Yeah. So one of the things I find to be true as we work with folks at Eagle Ranch, oftentimes they kind of want to go like, hey, this parenting thing is about my kid. My kid is bad, and therefore I need you to do this. And it can be hard to sort of look at ourselves and how what we bring may have an impact in that.
Yes.
And good or bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, because the reality is there's good things that we pass to our children and there's bad things. If you're a parent who's parenting,
That's the truth.
you're
Yeah.
passing positive things and negative things
Yeah.
to your children. So as you kind of like think through this experience you had and then the shift in your life and the change that God made in your heart, talk a little bit about how your parenting maybe changed through these different stages of your growth and development and understanding your own story.
Yeah. So, like, I think about my stepsons. I was fun Kelly. We'd go rollerblading together, skateboarding together. I mean,
Right.
I was more of their buddy than maybe a parent.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that nurture structure.
Yeah.
So, I would have done that probably a little bit differently.
Right.
But that's a whole other thing with blended families. Like, what is your role? Am I a mom, stepmom, friend?
Yeah, we'll do a blended family season.
I still don't have that figured out, so y'all are going to talk to somebody else.
Right.
I'm glad I'm not the expert being
Right,
interviewed
yeah.
today. So, so there's that piece. Then now having my daughter, I was 9 months pregnant with my daughter when I got baptized. So it's almost like we have walked this faith journey literally together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I still think, or even early in my parenting journey with my daughter, I brought a lot of that. It was always happy, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I even today, like, you have regrets. Like, I wish I would have been better at saying, it's okay not to feel good, or tell me more about that. And
Right.
I didn't. And so, like, it's even interesting now that she's 21. Even today, I go back and say, hey, what was that like for you then? And do
Right.
you want to talk about it now?
Yeah.
And, a lot of times she's like, no, mom, but that's probably because that's what she got from me. Like, no, I'm good, So,
Yeah.
I'm still learning how
Well,
to parent.
it's that leads to an interesting question because there's a sense for my kids are a little bit younger than yours, and so there's a sense I think sometimes when you think like, well, they get to 21, like that's when I will have arrived, right? There won't be any more
hope
parenting to be done at that point. They're adults, and I know that's not true, but there's a little bit of
Sure.
like we're working towards
Yeah,
like,
you're like thinking, I'm
yeah, let's
done.
get them out. They're out of the home, like
Yeah.
so. You're not. That's not true. So how are you? Where do you want to grow as you move forward?
Yeah, it's like, so it is. It's like just, I do think so much of the journey is their kids are watching you. So even if you're not parenting perfectly, like she saw my heart. She saw my heart towards the Lord. She witnessed a lot of his healing that he did in me.
Wow.
So that's without words.
Right. Right.
But I mean, for me, in terms of my parenting journey, the best thing that I think I've done for my daughter was share who she is in Christ.
Mm.
And then what's really cool is, all these tools that we have, genograms, birth order,
Yeah.
balance and structure, those are all handles. I have handles now.
Yeah.
And we can learn together
Yeah.
now. So, I mean, I actually feel like I'm doing, in some ways, more parenting now than I was
Interesting.
then, because I just have more tools and I'm learning more about myself and how I parented, and I can go back. Not that you can fix, but it's nice to be able to say, "Hey, can we talk about this?" Or, "Hey, I'm noticing this in myself. Did I pass any of that on to you, or do you struggle with this?" And
Right.
we do book studies together. I mean, we're super nerds,
Right. Well, sure.
So
Well, but
yeah.
I
So I
wanna,
would just want to bring, like, it's just never too late to
yeah.
parent your kids, or to go back, and you can't change things, but you can apologize for things. You could say, "How can we be better moving forward?"
Mm-hmm.
It's been really beautiful.
Well, I mean, you shared a lot of hard things, and I want to encourage you in the sense that you have a relationship with your daughter because you built a foundation of trust with her.
Yeah.
Not every parent has a relationship with their 21-year-old.
Yeah.
And that is part of the goal of what we want. We want our children, we want to have a relationship with them into adulthood. And so you've done something really beautiful along the way. You probably couldn't even put your finger on, oh, I did this, that, or the other. But there is something that she would want to have a book study with her mom.
Or maybe it's out of pity. I don't
Well, even if she's willing to pity you, there's something to that, right?
I'll take it. It's fine.
Like, take the pity, man. I just think I just want to encourage you in that.
Yeah, thank
like you
you.
share a lot of hard things in your story, and yes, you made mistakes, like everyone does, and God's grace is scandalous.
He can
and
redeem it. I'm just like, and that was why I wanted to be like, when we were talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
It's not that I wanted to come and share all my dirty laundry. Like,
Right.
Who wants to do that? But it was this like nothing is hopeless.
Right.
Nothing,
Yes.
nothing you can't redeem. I even think about my beautiful stepsons who today are like 37 and 34. It's not like we have a super close relationship, but man, the love is there. We love each other. We reach out from time to time.
Yeah.
It's just God, and then God will lead you to tools and
Right.
people, and He talks to us in all kinds of ways. He talked to me through birth order,
Right.
He talked to me through going through the genogram.
Right.
It's just never too late, and it's never hopeless. Never, ever.
I'm about to ask you what what you would share to people. I think you just did, but like as we sort of land the plane for today, maybe it's advice, maybe it's just something encouraging. Like what do you want to share to the parent who is feeling desperation right now? What sort of wisdom, thought, beauty do you want to share with parents today?
Yikes. I think the best thing you can do for your child is to become a healthier person yourself.
I'll put it on a mug. That was so good.
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's it.
Come on, we did it. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And I think that as we talk about this, and as we continue to walk through this season, I think that's something to kind of hold on to. That as a parent, maybe my first and foremost job is to see myself grow and develop.
Or just nurture your heart, nurture
come
your
on.
soul, and it takes courage. Like, who wants to do that? But to look at like your woundedness and get a community, get good people, quality,
Yeah.
whether it's counselors or just quality pastor, friend, to help process things, and
Yeah.
and then to be able to be transparent at the appropriate level,
Right,
depending on how
right.
old you're,
Yeah.
of showing like mom's not perfect either.
Right.
I've made mistakes. I'm sorry. That's just I think that just takes a lot of the pressure off.
Wow. I think you can listen to this episode and you can realize why Kelly's my friend. Because I just a genuine person who recognizes that they've had mistakes and they're working to shift and change in those, and they're genuinely fun and fun to be around. Kelly's my friend.
Grateful. Well, grateful. I'm just grateful.
It's just so fun. And thank you. And so thank you to anybody who tuned in today. We hope this was encouraging to you. It was encouraging to me. And so if nothing else, Kelly and I had a good time.
Thanks, Andy.
But we hope that it gave you valuable insights you can use. Tune in next week for stories from parents like you to hear their hard-learned lessons and insights they wish they knew going through parenting as well. If you enjoyed the episode, leave us a review. We'd love to hear that. If you have an idea for something you'd love to see or to know about, let us know. Kelly, great job.
Thank you, Andy.
Thanks again for listening, and have a wonderful week.